These are 20 things that veterans do in public that confuse civilians. The first is they flip people off as a greeting. Right? True story. Just the other day, I'm driving down the highway and a buddy of mine who is actually a local contractor helping me renovate one of my properties right now, I deployed with in Afghanistan. He and I were both E3s, E4s during Afghanistan. I see him driving past me on the highway. He rolls his window down. I'm in my my C8 Z06. So like he knew it was me. I saw his work truck. Is what it is. Rolls his window down. I roll my window down. And as he goes by, we both flip the bird. And I neglected the fact that I had my child in the passenger seat. And he was like, "What was that, Daddy?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's an old friend from Afghanistan." He's like, "Well, then why did you stick up the middle finger?" I'm like, "Well, you got me." And I had to be like, "Oh, that's how Marines greet old friends." You know, like, I don't know what you say here. So that apparently confuses people because not everybody greets their friends like this. I guess that's just a military thing. Number 2 is standing at the position of attention for the national anthem, right? So for like, especially Marines, but all branches of service, I believe, are able to do this, but this is a Marine Corps thing. Not everybody does this, right? But you are authorized to full position of attention for the national anthem. You are not, like, you do not have to do hand over heart. A lot of veterans, when they get out of the Marine Corps, get out of the military, they go back to hand over heart, but you are totally within your realm to go full position of attention facing the flag during the national anthem. Right? Some people might see that as disrespectful because they think you're not putting your hand over your heart, but it is veteran protocol. Number 3 is roasting your best friends into oblivion, right? We talk so much smack to our best friends to the point where civilians might think that we hate each other, but other veterans just know it's affection. Like, if I'm not talking to you, I don't like you. Number 4, kind of in that same vein, is absolutely destroying other military branches nonstop. Just the constant sibling rivalry that is the different military branches. But then if a civilian joins in or somebody who wasn't in the military tries to like jump in on the fun, we immediately defend each other because, again, it's a sibling rivalry. So it's like, I can talk about my sister or brother, but you can't. Number 5 is avoiding political discourse in public. This one, for some reason, like, I think more people should do this. Like, imagine how much better the world would be if you didn't like regurgitate hateful, divisive media crap from politics all over the internet and have to know that your friends hate everything you stand for and you hate everything your friends stand for. Like, imagine a world where you just didn't talk about like all that negative angst and you just like got along with people based on whether or not you like them as a person. And then you could still interact with people who have different political beliefs than you because you realize like who you voted for does not mean you're a good or bad person. There's a lot of variables to that, right? So military, we don't talk about politics in uniform. We don't talk about politics while serving. And I have continued that in all of my companies and businesses because I think that is a overall better way to live, is that you can have all of your opinions and discuss all of your opinions, but it does not define you as a human. Number 6 is wearing proper civilian attire at all times, including even a belt. Veterans are the guys who wear belts with their shorts when it doesn't really matter. That's just military habits dying hard. Number 7, and I think this one again might be kind of particularly aimed towards Marines, but loudly and proudly singing their branch's hymn when they hear it. So I notice every year when I go to my kids' like Veterans Day thing for their school, right? All the different branches, there's representatives, everybody stands up, but it's very evident, like the Marines very loudly and proudly sing their hymn. Now, not to say that other branches don't, but I don't think it's on the same level, but that is something that I think confuses people, is that Marines will just stop in place and start singing the Marines hymn when they hear it. Number 8 is saying things like heard, say again, roger, solid copy, track in, or anything else in like a completely normal civilian conversation. We just have all these lingo and catchphrases that never go away. Number 9 is randomly waking up at 5:30 in the morning, even if it's a weekend, even with no alarm, even if you stayed up all night, because old habits die hard and you just wake up. Number 10 here is judging everybody's backpacks, boots, posture, haircut, and time management without meaning to. Like, I'm going to subtly pick up on like, how are you dressed? How are you carrying yourself? How do you appear? What are you looking for? How are you observant? What's going on, right? Just is what it is. Number 11 is this like deep-seated discomfort when people say, oh, just show up whenever for like a get-together. Because we want to show up 15 minutes early to everything. And so it's like uncomfortable to not know when you need to be somewhere. And people are just like, oh, just whatever. Number 12 is dark humor, and particularly using dark humor at incredibly inappropriate times. It is actually very common for service members to go, oh, wait, was that too soon? Because at the end of the day, like, that's our coping mechanism. We have incredibly dark senses of humor. We are inappropriate all the time. It is what it is. We will make a joke out of it. It will offend somebody. Sucks to suck. Number 13 is having an irrational emotional reaction to hearing things such as reveille, taps, a cadence, a helicopter, or even just our military branch hymn in public, right? Like, all of a sudden, reveille goes off, we're up and running. Taps goes off, we pause. You hear a helicopter go by, you're very curious. Like, there's a lot of these things, even gunfire, that I think service members and veterans react to much differently than civilians. Number 14 is last names. You just never let it go. Even to this date in my community, I could yell out a last name and they're going to turn around. Number 15 is the ability to pack for a trip like we're going to Afghanistan for 9 months. I'm actually going to be out of the country for the next 2 weeks, and I'm really trying to challenge myself to fit everything in a single carry-on. Now, granted, I'm going to be doing some hiking, some nice dinners, like there's kind of a combination of things, but it shouldn't be that hard. It really shouldn't. However, we love to overpack. It just is a part of being a veteran, because God forbid, like we basically, in the military, we live by the phrase, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That is a whole thing about training and deployments, and that does not die off. Number 16 is using acronyms that nobody in the civilian world understands, and then sometimes getting a little irritated when you have to stop and explain yourself because you grew up in a world where everybody spoke the same language and acronyms and knew exactly what you were talking about, and so you can abbreviate everything. Number 17 is keeping absurdly specific contingency plans in case of anything or everything, right? Like some people go to a big concert and they just go to a big concert. Veterans go to a big concert and everybody in the group knows exactly what truck you're going to rally behind if you get lost, if there's an attack, if something crazy happens, right? So you'd be like, oh, if the concert get attacked, we're going to rally at the red truck at 3 o'clock. Number 18 here is the phrase living the dream. You ask any service member or vet how they're doing, and there is a very good chance you will hear the phrase living the dream. And they may have like absolutely dead eyes, just miserable. And they're like, living the dream. And then if you press them about it, which you shouldn't, I don't recommend it because it's just pointless because they obviously just said, I'm fine, don't talk to me. If you press them, the response will almost certainly be, well, nightmares are dreams too. And again, we're not having this conversation. Number 19 is the instinct to still avoid walking on the grass. We will walk out of the way to find a sidewalk because that is the respectful way to do it. My son makes fun of me for this because I'll be like, no, hey, sidewalk, right? Like, it is what it is. Number 20 is feeling physically uncomfortable being publicly thanked for service while simultaneously not knowing how to respond without sounding awkward. You get thanked for your service anytime someone finds out what you did. And it's always just an odd thing because to us, it's just what we did. It's just cool, right? So the only response I've ever found over time that has made sense to me is I simply say, thank you for your support. You can't be like, you're right, I did that. Like, I'm awesome, thank me. You're welcome, I did it for you. Like, there's just no like good response to that. So thank you for your support.